standards and who defines like what is a standard of beauty. So I think for myself growing up, and then a lot of um, young girls or girls around me that I saw, we do largely look at what's around us, what's in front of us. So like when I was growing up, we didn't have the internet until a little bit later. So we had like magazines or TV. So those were like the things that we would watch for fun or entertainment, and then see, or maybe people around us in our different groups in school, in our dance groups. But mostly I would say like magazines and TV. Um, so the comparison thought of, oh, like I should look like her, um, it it was a thing, and I think it still continues today. And even with the um, explosion of the internet and social media, I I myself have experienced, and probably you guys too, like constantly seeing all these like um, perfect, like beautiful images. And now that we have AI, images of like the you can just we type a prompt in, and all of a sudden the AI like creates this amazing image of like a beautiful girl like looking out over the sunset. And like anyway, it's so interesting. um so what I want to say is, sometimes, especially when we're growing up, because I know I felt that way, it's so easy to get lost in the comparison trap and just feel like, oh, like, why don't I look like her? I should look like her. But then kind of losing ourselves in that, um, because by trying to look like somebody else, but we're not that person. But then why should we want to look like somebody else? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I know I felt that way, like growing up. I felt like, well, and then teen girls and guys too, like there are the ugly some awkward stages sometimes. Excuse me. And those are not, I acknowledge it's not easy to go through, especially, yeah, as just young women in general. I think it can be very difficult to yeah, just to constantly feel like you're being compared, and that you're not good enough, and that you don't look like you want to look. And I think it's like a balance, because um we do want to always like know that we can always, most times there's room for improvement, whether it be in our health, in our our learning. Like there's always room for improvement, but at the same time we want to like give ourselves grace and love for where we are at, like for where we're at. And then from a place of, honestly, we are enough. This idea of we are enough now, even if we didn't change, even if we didn't, even though we are imperfect. Like if God made us, which he did, then we have infinite worth and infinite value. So we don't need to be like looking around and trying to think like, oh, I need to look like her, I need to act like her and speak like her. But to find that place within ourselves, and to like feel that, feel that worth and that worthiness, excuse me, like that is a thing. Like that's a thing it's been a journey for myself to feel. But now once once you find that, and you feel that in yourself, then you won't feel like that you're searching and serving like out of such a sense of like unworthiness, that I can only be worth something if I'm doing something, because that's not true. The whole performance orientation, and like, of course there's excellence is a thing, but again, going back to beauty standards and like who determines that, you me, we as individuals, like we are the ones that determine that. So I want to just encourage you, sister, if you're out there, like that you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are enough. And I really like what Vanessa Lau had spoken about in her newest video, or one of her new recent videos, which I will say more in another video. But just this thought of like, I am enough. Like, even if I didn't do anything else, I am enough. I don't have to keep seeking. I don't have to keep doing. I don't have to keep like trying to prove to everyone that I can do this, that I can do that. Like, it's so interesting. Like, from a place of I am enough, then there's so much freedom in that, and there's so much like joy, and there's so much creativity, and just coming from a sense of like, of serving with love and joy, like instead of serving to fill a hole, and then trying to fill that hole with like a bunch of other things. So you are enough. And I want to tell you that today, you are enough. The beauty standard, it may constantly be changing. It may be like, continually, there will always, there's so many advancements, and there, photoshopping is a real thing. Like editing an image, like an original image versus an edited image, you may not, like a lay person may not even be able to tell, like, that this has been so heavily photoshopped, but it just looks so perfect. But the point is, you are enough. And with when you come to that place where you feel like, when you know that you're enough, from there you will be able to do such amazing things. I want to encourage you to embrace your own beauty, embrace the beauty that God gave you, and then take that personal individual beauty and like enhance that individual beauty, like to the best you can, like through taking care of your health, through like reading great inspiring books or watching inspiring things, like feeding your mind positive inspirational things, reading your Bible, doing your devotions, like having uplifting conversations with people that will help you grow, and then the world grow, just like how we could make the world a better place. So I hope you enjoyed this little spiel about beauty standards, and that you are enough because you are. And we'd like to invite you to please join our free our school group, our free school group, where we talk about important things like this, like personal development, through pageantry. It's something I really advocate for, because I've experienced dance as worship, culture and language, things around that nature. We really strive to create a safe, inviting, warm place where women can come and just find friends and community and support. So welcome you there, and 감사합니다. arigatou gozaimasu. 谢谢大家. Mahalo nui, and see you on the next one. 안녕.